So there are two different concerns about this case. Okay. The first concern, one, did Ethereum get a free pass? Okay. So did something happen so that Ethereum could get a free pass from the SEC? Okay. Number two, did people from Ethereum bribe the SEC? I'll weaken it a little bit. Influence the SEC to go after Turkey.
Recently, a lot of dust has been raised about the involvement or otherwise of Ether in certain activities that compromise the integrity of the SEC. People in the industry are raising questions about whether Ether received a free pass from the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, during its early days. The other related question seeks to know if people from Ether actively bribe or improperly influence the SEC to target and then classify XRP as a security. One man who is once again at the center of this story, much to his dismay, is former Ether handler Charles Hoskinson. Today he has come again in a video to clear his name of every allegation of involvement in this case. Before we share some of the biggest takeaways from this video made by Charles, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then tap the notification button on your screen so you can be alerted to the next exciting video we post.
Here's some baseline stuff we're going to write down because I know it's so hard. Baseline stuff. All right. Number one, Charles is not okay with corruption. Number two, and here, let me highlight that for you because I know you guys are having some trouble with this. All right, there we go. Charles is not okay with corruption. Got it? All right. Number two, Charles does not. We'll also put that and highlight it again. Like when people use relationships to improperly influence government policy. Okay, I do not like that either. Number three, Charles has never believed that XRP is a security. And there are things going back years where I've said that. Did people from Ethereum bribe the SEC to go after XRP? Okay. A little question mark here. And my first comment on that is, if so, then where is the evidence of that? That's what I keep asking. Where is the evidence of that? Having Hidman meet with Joe Lubin and Vitalik and get a bunch of money, isn't it very plausible that that bunch of money was connected to, let's make sure that Ethereum is not a security? Do you have an email? Things that would qualify as evidence, like is there an email that says, hey, go after XRP? Is there a recording? Is there, some sort of hidden text? Is there a video of these types of things where they said go after XRP? Were there, whistleblowers? Okay, who said we were influenced and told to go after XRP hard? These types of things. Do you have any of these things? No. You might have a money trail, and that money trail could be connected to this. How do you know that these two things are connected? Could have associative links, like maybe they got a 2-for-1. But how would you know that unless an investigation was done? But we don't do those anymore, do we? We don't investigate anymore. Look, all this stuff. Sugar is killing everybody in America. It makes us all fat, yours included too. Okay. Lost half of our fertility rate. We have a huge consolidation of many industries. No one seems to care about it. Gaming industry, Activision Blizzard just got bought by Microsoft. How about that? Keep overthrowing countries and killing people, but we don't even look into that. The Afghanistan was unmitigated failure, and we're not going to look at any of the money we gave to Ukraine, are we? No, it's just terrible tragedy. You got to move on. Audit the Fed? No, we don't do that here. Okay. So a lot of people get free passes in the United States. Standard policy. I'm not okay with it. Never been okay with it. I don't like it when people do that, which is why I really hate the way our government runs. And I've numerous times said XRP is not a security. But the thing is, why even bother investigating? Because you're not going to get anything out of it. Did people bribe the SEC to go after XRP? Do you have any smoking gun evidence of that? No. So if you claim it, then you are pushing an unsupported conspiracy.
To kick off his defense, Hoskinson expounded on what he termed baseline stuff, which is basically a collection of his honest thoughts and position on the subject. He went on to roll them out and started by saying he is fundamentally opposed to corruption and leveraging relationships to inappropriately influence government policy. Hoskinson also said that he has always maintained that XRP is not a security and that he has held this view for a long time. Hoskinson proceeded to address the second question or concern that seeks to know if people in SEC were influenced by the people in Ether to go after XRP. His answer to this question was to reiterate that there's a lack of substantial evidence to support this claim. Referring to an alleged meeting between Ether co-founders Joseph Lubin and Vitalik Buterin with former SEC Director William Hinman, Hoskinson explored the idea that money exchanged hands during this meeting. He acknowledged that any such transactions may have been executed with the intention of favoring Ether. Hoskinson said any such notions could not hold water in the absence of recordings, notes, or any other means to validate the claims. While acknowledging that some people enjoy the patronage of the U.S. government, Hoskinson blamed this development on the way the government is run. He also resigned to the fact that any attempt to probe such concerns would not be successful. Hoskinson stressed that the U.S. government has shown a worrying reluctance to investigate this type of issue, so he had no interest in pursuing the matter. He then said that in the absence of any incriminating evidence, any attempt to hold on to unfounded claims of collusion would be equal to peddling an unsupported conspiracy.
I'm not the enemy here. I've never been the enemy here with this. I was one of the few people in the industry when you guys got hit with the XRP as a security lawsuit that actually came out and said, you're not. Vitalik Buterin didn't do that. Boatload of the Layer 1 CEOs, they didn't do that. I was one of the few guys who did say, you guys are not a security. I've never believed that you are. And I left Ethereum. Let's make sure you understand this baseline here in June of 2014. Why? Well, I think everybody knows I was pushed out. And what does that infer? It infers that I'm not exactly on the best of terms with everyone over there. You know what that also means? It means that I had nothing to do with any of these things that occurred inside the Ethereum ecosystem. You will not find any emails or text messages or documents or other things from the Ethereum Foundation with my name on them. Why? Because the Ethereum Foundation was founded after June of 2014. After. And the crowd sale occurred after June. It was, I believe, in July they did it. They formed a different entity. There was an Ethereum Switzerland GmbH that was replaced with the Ethereum Foundation. It was the one with Mihai Alicia that set up Ethereum Switzerland GmbH. It's gone, doesn't exist. In July, they did the foundation. Yet now there's people running around saying, well, obviously, he's just, none of this behavior makes any sense. He must be involved in the corruption. He had to be the guy arguing for the free pass. He had to be the guy bribing them to go after XRP. It's a disease of the mind. It's something that eats away at your core. We as an industry, we got to be a little bit better. We just got to chill. We just got to relax. We gotta get past all this tribalism and these types of things. And we have to understand that there is nuance in things, and we have to understand who the real enemies are. The enemies are corruption, corporatism. The enemies are bureaucrats who decide that it's totally okay to rob you of your economic identity and freedom. And the enemies are people that basically want to tell you that you should not live a life where you're in charge of your life. The own nothing, you'll be happy crowd, the WEF crowd. They exist. They're here. There's never been a case where I've sat down and I said to myself, God, how do we beat Ethereum or Bitcoin or XRP and these other things? Because as different or together as these technologies can be, we're all on the same side from the perspective of one thing, which is we like the users being empowered. Self-sovereign identity, be your own bank, push power to the edges, public key cryptography, own your own wallet, basic concepts. No matter what system you choose and where your tribalism falls, 98% of the time, there's a huge overlap, conceptually speaking, of these concepts. Huge overlap. And it's okay if there's a diverse set of them or only a few of them win. At the end of the day, that's a net positive for humanity. The enemies of the world are the ones who tell you you're not allowed to check your own elections. You're not allowed to own your own money. You're not allowed to own property. When you buy a book at any given time, someone can take it from you or update it and change what's in it to agree with their agenda. You're not allowed to have objective truth. Those are the enemies. Those are the people I care about. And I wake up every day and say, we can't let them win because the tools are too good. And if we let them win, the consequences and damage and danger, the reality that they're going to give us is pretty dystopian, and will make 1984 look like an instruction manual for a dystopian future.
Expounding further on why he feels people should get off his back, Hoskinson reiterated that he is not the enemy. He recalls his previous intervention in a previous XRP security lawsuit, where he fought hard to establish the fact that XRP is not a security in the interest of the public. While distancing himself further from any connection to the case against Ether, Hoskinson shed light on his relationship with them. His position is that after unceremoniously leaving Ether in June 2014, he has maintained zero communication with people over there, so it would be unfair for people to link him to any allegations of impropriety activity that would have occurred. Hoskinson claims that he is not currently enjoying the best of relations with people at Ether, and that he has had nothing to do with the Ether Foundation since he left their employ. To back his position, he revealed that the Ether project and all its dealings started operations after June 2014 when he left the company. Hoskinson concedes that the cryptocurrency industry needs to do better. He argues that losing to the real enemy would spell dire consequences for everyone in the community. This common enemy, he says, is opposed to the idea that the users get empowered and become financially independent. He believes that the different cryptocurrency platforms maintain the best interest of the general public despite their differences. Fundamentally, Hoskinson believes most cryptocurrency projects share an overlapping goal of empowering users through decentralization despite natural competitiveness. He argues the true enemies of the crypto movement are authoritarian forces in government and corporations who want to control individuals' lives, finances, choices, and information. Hoskinson admonishes crypto media outlets to uphold higher principles of truth-seeking, ethics, and intellectual honesty over tribalism, sensationalism, and chasing clicks. He remains committed to continuing to build, arguing that the stakes are far too high regarding societal freedoms. He hopes that even in disagreement, crypto supporters and media can share principles of empowering people through technology while also seeking understanding. What do you think about Hoskinson's response in this video? Do you feel that he has done justice to the subject and that there's no sufficient evidence to prove that Ether's owners influence people's actions in the SEC? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can be notified whenever we post videos like this.